Hello, guys. Let's just wait for a while for the rest of the guys that are about to join us. I hope we don't have any technical issues today with regards to the mic. I hope you can hear me. Please sound off if you are hearing me clearly in your side. Thank you, Tarugo Sports, for tuning in. Subscribe to his channel for all the notes, videos soon. Not yet online, but soon. Hey, Ellie. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so in a few minutes, we're gonna start our discussion. So it's all about title block. Most of the time, it is kind of disregarded or neglected by most of the modelers because usually title blocks are already given by our beam managers or beam coordinators. So most of the time it's ready already for use. Yep. So well, ano mic mo? I'm just using a simple headset. What's this brand? Plantronics. Okay, I guess we start our discussion so we can finish and have our dinner. All right, let's get it on. So creating our title block from an AutoCAD file. So usually our consultants, our our main contractor is giving us our AutoCAD title block. Then from this title block, we're gonna use this to convert it into our Revit file. Like the invitation that I just did, I already sampled out how to have this kind of title block from this title block in AutoCAD. So with this, we can generate this title block out of that AutoCAD file without sketching every bits of the elements in the Revit. So for this one, I'm gonna open a new Revit file. So Revit 2018. I'm using Revit 2018 for this discussion. So we have 13 people watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we're starting now. Hi, Cheche. Thank you. Okay. It's all right, I. We're just about to start. So I just showed them our AutoCAD file, and now I'm opening the Revit to start all over how I come up with this from an AutoCAD file. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the Revit, and what I need to do is I just need to click the file, new, instead of using a family, we can just simply directly go to the title block. So from this title block new file, it's an empty file. Revit will ask instead of the template, it will ask us what size of our paper for this title block. So I'm gonna use an A1 metric and then click open. So you can see here, there's a rectangle that measures the size of our A1, which is 841 by 594. So you're already given a size of your title block. Now, what we just need to do is insert that title block of AutoCAD or in AutoCAD to our Revit file. So for inserting the title block, I know most of us are using the layout file, but there are some people that are their CAD file is in the model. So just make sure that your title block is on the layout, because if it's in the model, Revit won't read it as a title block, as a sheet. So it will just insert an empty elements in the Revit. So just make sure that the title block that you are using is in layout, and make sure that your setup of this title block in AutoCAD is properly set up in and in 1:1. So that's just some of the preparation that you need to set up in AutoCAD, and of course the units. So the units in AutoCAD must be, oops, what's happening? Yeah, there. So the units in AutoCAD must be in millimeters before inserting it into Revit. So those are the preparations or checking that you need to verify in your AutoCAD file before inserting it in Revit. So when you go back to your Revit and then command the insert, import CAD. Yep. Then I'll just have to go to my Revit house folder, live tutorial, custom title block. Yep, I have this here, the A1 TBLK-2. Of course, the current view only, and then the center to center. Instead of origin to origin, it should be center to center. Okay? Then specify the units in millimeters. And for the colors, I know I've teach some of you that to make it preserve. But in this case, since we're creating the title block itself to be an element in Revit, what we can do is we can make it directly to be black and white. So we won't have to change the color of each and every element that we're gonna use later. Okay? So for layers, we can just leave it as all, then leave it as it is, all the rest. I think it should be okay. Then we can just simply click open. Welcome, Isha. Okay, now we have our AutoCAD file inserted in our Revit file. So as you can see, the size of the AutoCAD file is different from our Revit file. So the AutoCAD file is slightly bigger from our Revit file. So what we can do, we can just simply move it to one side. So at least we can just simply adjust it later when we have it in our... Okay. One thing in Revit that you cannot do, as you can see when I command the move here, it won't allow me to move this much, because the move in Revit or any element in Revit needs to be in 1 millimeter. Every time you move, it must be more than 1 millimeter, at least 1 millimeter. So Revit won't allow me to move a 0.421 value because it's less than 1 millimeter. So what I can do is I can just simply move it away from that element and then command the move again, then move it back there. So SE for snap endpoints. There you go. Now it's aligned to the one side of the title block, and I just need to align it later on one side of the title block, or the paper size. So now that we have already this AutoCAD file, what we just need to do to make it a Revit element is simply explode it. So I can just simply click the explode tool and choose the full explode file. So full explode file will make all the elements from AutoCAD file into a Revit elements. So for this line, it becomes a line with the name as per its layer in AutoCAD. Okay? Now, since I have already all those lines, I can just simply recreate everything, or change its type to a Revit line type, so that I won't have this much of line types in my Revit title block. So the default line types are those wide lines, thin lines, medium lines, and title blocks. So those are the default. The rest that you can see here are the layers in the uh, previously AutoCAD file that I just exploded. So what I can do is I can simply delete this rectangle, which is the SWC xref def points. Then I can just simply delete that and just use this border, which is the title blocks. One thing that you can note is this line that are default in the family of title blocks. You cannot delete those lines, so you won't get any wrong size of your title block. Now that we have this here, we can just recreate all the lines. For example, this border line here. I want this border line, so hover your mouse here and click the tab button from your keyboard, and then click the element and then change it to wide lines. So now that I have those wide lines, I can just select all the rest of the lines. I can just simply select from here to here, selection by window, and then click the filter and select all the line types that are not Revit. So for example, I just need to select the wide lines here and select it, and select all the rest and click OK and change it to thin lines. Now, I already have all the elements in AutoCAD lines into a Revit lines. So after you manage to change it, you can just simply go to your manage and then object styles. Then under your object styles, you can just click all the line types of the AutoCAD file, then just simply delete it. So now you only have those default title block lines. Okay? So those are the things that you just need to do for the lines. Now we're done with the lines. We can now simply go to the text. I have to say, AutoCAD text is not really a friend. It's not really a in good terms in terms of in Revit. So their relationship in terms of text is really ugly. Like for example here, or maybe here, when I when I exploded the AutoCAD file, you see all the letters are jammed and overlapping each other because the size of the width factor of the AutoCAD text, it cannot be read in Revit. So what you can do is just simply adjust those lines or those texts to uh, extend the width of your of the properties of your text so that it won't overlap the element. So give me a moment here. Yep, there. What else? Yep, this one. Yep, there you go. So you just have to adjust those kind of elements or problems in your text. Okay. Now, most of the time, this kind of notes here is not really needed on all of our drawings. So usually when we have this kind of element, in AutoCAD, we use layers and then just switch it off. In Revit, what I can do is just select everything out here and then simply put a visibility properties on those elements. So a visibility properties enables you to switch on and off those elements. So from here, I can just simply name it as vis, as in for short for visibility, and then I'll just need a note. Sorry for the wrong spelling. Note. There you go. So and then just put it under visibility, and then for all the title blocks, mainly when you do the properties, it should be an instance. It can be a type, but most of the time it should be instance. Okay. Then click OK, OK here. Then second thing is we have this kind of tagging here for this part here for acceptance or maybe for construction, for for review. So those kinds of things you can just simply recreate everything out here and then create a visibility for it. For example, this one, I can just simply click this and then put another visibility settings. So vis underscore for acceptance. Okay. Then under visibility instance, then click OK. Then OK. There you go. Later, we can try it out when we load it into project. So for example, okay, so that's our the visibility settings in the title block. So that enables you to switch on and off those elements that you don't need or maybe you need. So next is all the text. Currently, the text are based on the text size based in AutoCAD. So when I exploded it, you see that there's no text font for this one, but there's a text size. So those things are we can just simply recreate and reproduce based on the default size of the title block template. But these elements is an editable elements in Revit. So it should be a label instead of a text. A text in Revit is a fixed value. In talking about that, when you're talking about with regards to the title block, but a label enables you to have a different value in your project. So for example, this drawing title, it should be a label because you have different drawing title in Revit in your project. So what we can do is just leave it here because we need the guide to how does it look like. So what we can do is just simply create a label by creating, click the create here, and then look for the label, this one. So this is the label. Then of course we need the correct type here, but for this round we can just simply click first on any empty space in your title block, and then it will prompt a label parameters or label dialog box. So by label dialog box is those parameters that are default in the title blocks parameters. So for this one, it is called sheet name. So we can just simply click the sheet name and then add it as a parameter. So the default value or the sample value is also sheet name. So we can just simply specify the default value as drawing title. So this sample value enables you to try how does it look like when it is in the project already. So click OK. So this is the way that it looks like in your project. So I can just simply expand it. So this is how it is now. And then of course the size. The size I need it to be in 3 mm. So okay, then I'll just edit type and duplicate this one to 3 mm. Then click OK. Then this one should be, most of the time it's Arial narrow. Then 3 mm. Okay, for the text in Revit, you should always put the background into transparent, because the opaque in Revit is not really good, because most of the time it's covering the lines of the Revit elements. So it's a good tip to know that you always have to make it transparent. Any text, label text, even a project, you always put your properties into transparent. Okay, so click OK. There you go. So I now have my drawing title, but it seems that it's too wide for my drawing, for the from the previous template or from the previous size. So I can do is, what I can do is can just simply 3 mm, maybe a point 0.8 width, point 0.8 width factor. Click OK. Oh, it's a little too much. Maybe 0.9. Okay, 0.9, then click OK. There you go. Almost the same. So when I already finished that, I can just simply delete that guy, and then I can just simply move my drawing title there. So now that I have it as a label, and this one is almost the same size, so I can just simply delete this and then copy over this drawing title to this project title. But of course, after copying, you have to adjust your width factor to the size of the title block, so it won't go over to the drawing title. So your limit is up to here. For this drawing title, my limit is up to here. So drawing title, instead of drawing title, I just need to edit the label and then remove the sheet name properties and replace it by the with the project name. Then simply add the parameter, the label, then just click OK. There you go. So for the sample value, I can just simply use the project title. There. Okay. So, yep. So now that we have those things, this is a little bit different for the drawing number. We have this fixed value like the A222 building name, and then these are the only changeable value, or the I should say, or if I may say, the non-constant value of the title block of your drawing number. So for example, this one is fixed and this one is a non-constant value, or continuously changing or updating. So we can just simply delete this, or maybe later. Then I can just copy this label here and then change it to sheet number. So from this sheet number, I'll just have to add this here and then click OK. So I know that we only need the DET, the /001 to be changed to be a running number. Now for our label, instead, aside from having a value here, we can add a prefix. So from this prefix, we can input the A/2222 as a fixed value, and then the building name. So for example, building, then slash. And the value of the drawing number is just DET /0001. So when I click this OK, I have it here. It looks like a continuous value, but actually the label here is just the DET 0001. Okay, so now since I have this already, why not try it in a project so that we can mostly appreciate what's happening to our title block before we move on to a more critical part, which is the revision. So I'll just load this into project and then change this default title block to my family one. There. So when I click my title block here, if I don't want the note, I can just simply uncheck the note. Then it will not show the note. When I don't want to see the for acceptance, I just click uncheck the for acceptance and then click it back, then it's there already. Now what happens here, I have my project name and I have my drawing title based on this. And as you can see, the A99, that's the sheet number. So this is the A99. So when I change this A99, for example, to DET slash 0001, then click OK, automatically this will be changed. So same goes with the drawing title. For example, I have a drawing title here, front page, site development plan or site plan, sorry, site plan and perspectives. There you go. So automatically, I change it here. Automatically, the sheet name here will also be changed because those are interconnected values using label. So where I can change the project name. Project name is a project setting, so you can just use the manage, go to project information, and you can see the project name here, there. So for example, this one is a 2-story residential building. Let's just say like that, there. So it will be changed. You can change it there or you can change it directly here. So for example, 2-story residential building with car park or carport there. So after you change there, when you check here, it will also be changed to with carport. So those values are interconnected. So that's how you change or customize your title block. So now I go back to my title block, edit the family. One more thing, what if I need some images? How to insert images here? So for example, logos or yeah, logos. So what you can do is just simply click the insert and then image. It will load. Yep, there. So for example, maybe I'll just browse. I don't have any logos here. So maybe I can just, yeah, maybe Revit House. Yeah, maybe Revit House logo. I'll just use this. So yeah, just simply like that. And then you can just resize it there. Then you can just simply put the information here, the address, using text value. So now that I have here, so for example, I have another logo here. So you can just simply copy that one and then have it there. Okay? So what is more critical is this schedule. So most of the time, this is edited manually in AutoCAD. What's the good thing about Revit? It can be intelligent that whenever you have your revisions, the number will automatically be edited. So for example, here I just did the revision number, the date of the revision, the drawn by or who drawn it or who will issue it, and then the description. So for this one, I'll just simply have to delete those value, or I can just simply trim extent multiple elements and then leave these lines here. Then I'll just need to delete this text and those lines because I will create a schedule element for this one. So it will be an automatic update of the revisions. This is very, very cool in terms of the title block because when you have this in your title block, when you edit your revisions in the project, it will automatically display the revisions. Okay, so without further ado, we can just simply go to the view and then activate the revision schedule. So activate the revision schedule. The default properties is revision sequence, revision number, revision description, and revision date. So what we just need to do is specify the value of this one. By right, actually, I don't need the revision sequence, so I just remove this. What I need is issued by, because that will indicate the drawn by. So I can just simply go to here and add it there. Revision number will be the revision number. Description will be the description, and the date should be the date. So the sequence of this is from left to right. So if I need the revision date to be next to the revision number, I can just simply move it up after the revision number. So now I have the correct sequence. So since I have already the correct sequence, I can just simply go to the formatting. Revision number should be named as REV. Then revision date should be just simply date. And then issued by should be drawn by. And revision description should be just simply description. Okay, then every value of this should be at the center. The justification of the text. Okay, so in terms of appearance, we'll go to that appearance later. So we can just simply click OK first. And then there you go. So it has no value currently. I can just simply close it first. And then go to the views, project browser, schedule, and then just simply drag and drop to this part here. So you notice that this one is bigger than the required size. So what I can do is just simply click this, click the revision schedule and customize it further. So appearance, of course, I need some new text here. So, but before that, yeah, we customize first the text font. So this size should be about 1.5 mm. So we can create a text and duplicate it. So and name it as Arial Narrow 1.5 mm. There you go. So Arial Narrow 1.5 mm. And then transparency. Yep. Then maybe with factor 0.9. Then click OK. So now that we have those text type, I can just simply click the revision schedule in the project browser, appearance, and then change all the text style to Arial Narrow 1.5. So the title text is this guy here, the revision schedule. The header text are those REV date drawn by description, and the body text should be the value inside of the schedule. So when I click OK, there you go, it's changed. But I did it to move. You can see here that this one is actually the value of this because currently it's variable. Variable meaning that it depends on the size of the how many value it will be on the project. What we need is as user defined. So user defined is a given value where the Revit schedule will be limited to. So if it's a 10 value only, or maybe I'll just show it first. When I click user defined, I click OK. There you go. So you can see that this is the behavior of my Revit schedule by default. It is downward. So what we need is an upward value of the revision schedule. So from this Revit schedule, I can just simply go to the appearance and then change it to bottom up. Then click OK. There you go. Of course, to remove this, same goes with the blank row data before the blank row before data should be emitting this space or the gap between the value. So when you click OK, there you go. So now you have your revision schedule. So, but course, we need the REV, the date that are drawn by, just to guide us through where is our the data that we need to. So when we click the move here, we can just simply move it here so that we can know where should be our element is. So yep. So I can just simply move this to here. Unfortunately, this one won't be snapping to the element of the Revit, but Plus minus, it should be hit, it should be there. So you can just simply drag it here and drag it here. Then, yep. Then for the description, drag it all the way here. Yep, there. So now, since I already have it, all the lines are aligned to my element, I can just switch off the header and the title. So to switch off the header and the title, we go to Appearance, and then switch off the title and the header. Then simply click OK. There. So now that I have here, I can just simply move it back to the lines there. And then this will limit us to where are the value of the element. Yep. Okay. To eliminate this gap here, we can just simply add or move our line to compensate to this minimal value. You can see I cannot move it further more less than the 1 mm, so I can move it first to away from the element, then move it again. Sorry, I have to undo. Move it further down first, and then so move it further down first, and move it back, and there. So it will fit nicely to your title block. So now that we have those value here, we can try it out to our project. So we can load it into our project, overwrite the existing version because I already preloaded it before. So you can see here, it is nicely shown like an AutoCAD file also. So what we need for a value is the revision number. So when I click the revision number here, or the revision on sheet, then I click this value, which is the sequence 1 revision 1, automatically it will show the information here. So the good thing about it is when you have it in your title block here and you have another label showing your revision number, so I'll just copy out this size here and then edit label. Then I just need to add the current revision. Yep, this one. Then let's say this one is A. Then put it at the orientation of the center, justification. Then just simply move it there, load it back to the project. And I have the revision 1 here. The revision number will also be 1. What if I have a new revision? So I go to view, revision, I'll create some revision number. Then this one should be alphanumeric. One thing is good in Revit 2018 currently, when you edit the alphanumeric, and then you can start from dash. Because mostly here in Singapore, we start with the dash. Previously, we are not able to do that. And for the numeric, we can also start now to 0. Previously, we cannot start with 0. It should start with 1. So now with the Revit 2018, we can start with 0. So when I click OK, these are all the alphanumeric value. And I just simply put RH here for all the issued by. Then click OK. As you can see, it changed to 0. Now, this one is 0. The drawn by is RH. And then the descriptions is revision 1. So when I added the revision, and then, for example, I change it to revision 2, 3, 4, then click OK. So automatically, Revit will recognize the 0, the revision dash, the A, and B. But what's good is Revit will only show here the current revision. It won't show the other revisions. So that's one of the powerful tool, or the use of the revision schedule in terms of your title block. So for example, this date you wanted to be the date which is the current revision, and as well as this revision. So you can just simply edit your family and then create a label here for your revision number. So for example, here, or the revision date. So when you edit the label, remove this label, and then put the current revision date, or you can also put the sheet issued date. So it's a different thing. So it depends to you. So for example, this one, we just show the current revision date. Of course, expand your value and orient it to left. There you go. So when you load it into project, so it will show the date for. So for example, I will just create a date here. So let's say date today, 18/06/2020. Okay. So you can see that this one will show up all the dates that are current. Yep. So those are your title block tools. So it's very easy to use and it's very easy to customize. Just use the proper elements and the proper types, like for the labels for all those editable, and text for those fixed elements. Any question, guys? So we're over 1 hour already. Sorry, Christine. I go I go overtime a little bit. We'll just wait for a while, maybe about another 5 minutes or so, 3 minutes maybe, for any questions that you can think of in terms of the title block. While waiting for the question, I'll just show you some of other uh, label that you can use for while I'm waiting for any questions that you can possibly think of currently right now, or for, yep, maybe I'll duplicate first. Thank you, April, for tuning in. While I'm waiting for all of you for all, this one, the scale, this one is also cool. When I copy this one, so I'll just create some. So this one is designed by, so I'll just change the label to design by. And let's say RH. This one is checked by. Oops. Checked by. This one is approved. Hello, Julius. Yes, you can. Maybe there's some opening for a BIM manager somewhere else. We don't know. Okay, for this scale, it's quite cool to have also as a tool for your scale. So edit label, I remove this one and then look for the scale. There, scale. Click OK. So I'll just leave the values like that. And then I'll go to the load into project. I'll load it into the project. So, okay. So based on the scale, so if you don't have any element here or any viewports in your title block, scale will be empty. But when you drag your view here, some of your views when you're creating your sheets, and then it is showing us the scale as 1 is to 100, Revit will also show the 1 is to 100 in your title block. So, but when you show a different scale, so that's a different story. So for example, I have a 50 scale here. So Revit will automatically, the default value is as indicated. So you won't be able to change it as long as you have those different value or different scale value in your drawing sheet. It will automatically show as indicated. So that's how it is. So I think there's no further question. If there's no other question, I think we could end our session here. And if you want some, if you if you have any other questions or request topic, you can go to my Facebook page, Revit House, and just drop me a message so I could answer any questions that with regards to Revit, of course, and any topic request will do. So I hope you like this tutorial for the title block. That most of the time is really on a sideline of being a modeler. Thank you, I. I hope I can have another discussion with you with any other topics that you wanted. So just continue to subscribe to my channel and follow any videos that I'm uploading. So anyway, I just use also this opportunity to share that I'm preparing for a webinar. Maybe soon, maybe next week or 2 weeks after. So I hope you could join me in that webinar. Annotations. Oh, creating an elevation annotation, is it? Annotation sections, something like that. Is it correct, Gabriel? Customize elevation target or elevation tag. Customize section tag, is it? Oh, okay, okay. That's cool. Okay, I'll plan for that one and then I'll let you know how to customize an elevation tag and section tags and maybe probably generic annotation tag. Prof, is there a recorded copy of this session, Noriel? If you're asking for this session, this will be posted fixed to my YouTube channel. You can always go back to this video and review what we've talked about here. Using your disk block. Sorry, Abel. Annotation using this title block, is it? Also, we can continue from here. FOTM ID1Y 2020. Hello, host. Shout out. UYTGP family. Oh, okay, okay, Abel. I can continue from this file and then we can continue talking of the annotations. Maybe I'll just model some of the elements and then yeah, maybe we can just produce the annotations from here. So revision tag tutorial din meron kayo. Okay, revision tag tutorial. When you have the cloud. Okay, we can include that to our discussion, to our annotation discussion. I will plan for it and then I'll let you know for the revision tag tutorial. Maybe okay, let's see. Next week. We can try next week for the annotations to incorporate those taggings on this title block. Oh, okay. Sure, sure. I'll prepare some elements and then we can just create some room tags, annotation tags. So we can be a series out of this title block discussion. Thank you for the idea, April. Christine, next week I'll plan for that annotations of revision tags and those customized annotation tags. Thank you for your suggestions. Yes, Noriel. So it will be available in this session on this in my YouTube channel, and then you can just simply go to the live videos. So I think uh it's a different category in the videos tab in my channel. So when you click the videos, you just change the upload videos to the live videos. Thank you, Noriel. So, any questions? Any other questions, guys? Any other topic requests? So, annotations. I'll note it down and I'll plan it and I'll let you know. All note what will be our schedule. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you. Noah's Adventure is actually his son's channel. Ellie is a good modeler as well. He's a multidiscipline modeler. So, okay. So, if no other questions, we can end our live tutorial here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you again on the next live tutorial that we can have for our discussion. Thank you, and continue to support the channel and follow my Facebook page. Thank you, Cheche. It's Jigsaw. Thank you, it's Jigsaw. Thank you, I. Thank you, Julius. Gigi. Happy weekend, guys. Ah, Jape. Thank you, Jape. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Kat Kat. Nice, nice. Thank you, Jape. Thank you. I don't know the other guy that just message. Who's that? The FOTM 2020. Thank you. Thank you po. Keep safe, guys. And yep. Thank you, thank you, thank you.